Oh, what's up? What's up, Solutionaries? Welcome to the M.E.D.I.A Radio Show. I missed y'all. Did you miss me? Y'all know we switched it up. New year, new me vibes. We are now going once a week, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. That is the showtime as it goes and moving forward. Welcome, y'all. I want to thank everybody to the show. Y'all know the routine. Come in, tell me what city you from. Put it in the comment section. Make sure you are also all subscribing to the channel. Subscribe. YouTube.com/@Maj2Ray. I got a lot more content for y'all. More shorts, more videos. I did 10 pieces of content for you guys today. Those things will be rolling out and things of that nature. But I want to make sure that we are giving you guys more content and not bombarding y'all every single night. I know y'all got a lot of stuff to do. Y'all work and all of that. So we're going to balance it out. But thanks, everybody, for tapping in. Yeah, y'all know how it is. What's up, Q-Tips Gaming? What's up, TYS Did It? Everybody, come on, share the stream. If you're watching on X, make sure you hit the repost button. It's very, very important. I appreciate y'all all for tapping in. And I haven't seen y'all. We're going, what's today? Today is November the 26th. I think it's the day before Turkey Day, Thanksgiving, for those that support. I'm from the Dr. Barashango tribe of things. I usually don't participate in holidays because I don't have $3 million in cash. However, that's me. That's me. I'm just telling y'all, you know what I mean? I appreciate you all. Y'all going to be able to rest. Y'all going to be able to spend time with family. And this is a great thing. So eat some turkey for me. Don't overdo it because a lot of y'all going to get extremely off your regiment. You're going to get off your Solutionary 9. Then you're going to be in a Solutionary 9 Telegram group complaining about how, oh, man, I just can't lose the weight. So don't expect any sympathy from me, but I want you to have empathy for yourself, enjoy time with family, and all that other good stuff. Oh, somebody said, oh, I didn't know Andy and them was doing a show at the same time. So I first of all, I didn't even know Andy and them was doing a show live. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, Peacemakers just said this live and Andy Frisella's Real AF live right now at the same time. I rock with Andy. See this right here? If you guys haven't known or didn't know, I've done Andy's podcast a few times. I have tremendous respect for Andy Frisella, DJ, the whole First Form staff. If you guys need links, if you need discounts and stuff like that, I am a First Form affiliate. I'm a Legionnaire. They don't pay me to do it. I didn't ask them to do it. I didn't leverage it. I went through the regular process because I rock with that company. So if you guys want to do that, just shoot me a DM and I'll send you links and all that good stuff. But yeah, I've done that podcast before, so I had a great time. I've been to their facility a few times. It's amazing in there. I always have a good time. Anyway, guys, there is some things going on right now. Something historic is happening right now on the American right, and it's not subtle anymore, okay? This facade of the American right is cracking, and I said this to y'all a long time ago. When I was on the CPAC stage, directly in front of the first term of President Trump. It was me, then President Trump went on stage. So basically, I opened up for Donald Trump, okay? When he was the president, I think that was year 2020, maybe? I think it was 2020 or 2021. I can't remember. But I've been telling y'all this since then, and I haven't been invited back to CPAC. Take that back. I was there a year later. There was some disagreements. Matt Schlapp invited me again the following year. I might go next year. Who knows? But I've been saying this to y'all for some time now, like, hey, everybody should go go libertarian or independent. I've said this for years. I said it on Mike Rashid's podcast. Shouts to Mike Rashid. I actually just was messaging him a few seconds ago. If you are not familiar with who Mike Rashid is, he has a company that I also rock with. And I think I got one of their hoodies around here. And I have some of their products. The Ambrosia Collective. I said this on his podcast. If you follow me on X, I posted the video earlier today. The facade is cracking in the right, okay? For a very long time, conservatives have gotten away with not conserving the Constitution. That's just the reality. And so we're seeing a lot of the facade cracking. We're seeing a lot of the sidebar, guys. Facade is a French word. Visa is a French word. It means facade. Like when people swipe their credit card, a Visa, it means facade. It's not real, right? It's something that you can pay for it, but you might not be able to afford it. So the facade is cracking. The veneer is cracking. That's why like, when people be like, yeah, I got veneers. Those are not your teeth. It's a veneer. It's a front. It's not real. It's a front. Okay? You're fronting. So we've been telling y'all this for years, and I got pushback from, the crew that just wanted to go along to get along. Like when I go and speak at CPAC at the Ronald Reagan dinner, I've always been very critical of Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan let that coke in here, right? While he told his wife to say no to drugs, Ronald Reagan pushed the anti-gun situation. California's in the position that it is in because of Ronald Reagan. So I don't want to get too far off that. We'll talk about that tonight because the facade is cracking. The big names, as you guys have saw, the big names are turning, and the GOP is being exposed for what many of us have been warning about for years. And tonight, we are going to uncover it all. Now, for those of you that don't know, sidebar before I get that, what's up, Bookworm? What's up, Peacemakers? What's up, Wild Celts happening from South Carolina? Guys, make sure you repost this. Share the space all over the place, all right? Super Weapon says, when am I having Larry Sharpe on? Y'all can chop it up about the Bruin decision and gun safety culture in NYC soon. Larry Sharpe is running for governor of New York. I think he could win. And I want everybody to support and donate towards Larry Sharpe. If 2028 would be awesome, 2026 through 2028 will be awesome. If Larry Sharpe becomes the governor of New York, that's the homie. And if Thomas Massie runs for presidency and wins, that will be another homie. So we will have I might move to New York. If Larry Sharpe is the governor of New York, I'll move to New York. And if Thomas Massie is the president of the United States, that means solutionaries get carte blanche into the White House. I haven't been to the White House in a while. Last time I went there, I was there front row for when Trump was saying some stuff about African Americans. He said, African Americans built this nation. I was there. I seen it. I'm not capping. It's literally what he said. We all built it, but you had such a big hand in building it. African Americans. That's what he said. I was there. So I haven't been back to the White House. I got invited a few times. I just didn't want to have to go through all of that security and shit. They got these big, they don't tell you, but like in the movies, like in, what's that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger from the 80s? The Running Man, where they like walk through that thing and they got a biometric scan that like an x-ray machine for your whole body. They have that at the White House. They just don't tell you that's what it is. But I just don't want to walk through a microwave. I just don't feel like it. I've been to the White House a bunch of times. I've spoken at the White House. I don't want to. I'll do it if Thomas Massie is the president. But anyway, for those of you who don't know, because I'm rambling on about what I've done, but some of you may not know who I am. For those of you that don't know, I'm M.E.D.I.A. I'm the founder of Black Guns Matter and Solutionary University. I am an educator to hundreds of thousands of people nationwide, and our work has been cited in the historic Bruin decision. This is a Supreme Court case, which is pretty much the biggest pro-gun case maybe since the Heller decision, since 2008. Our work is cited in that. So basically, Black Guns Matter is American history. We've taught civics, conflict resolution, and firearm safety in the toughest cities in America, not from theory, but actual real community work. So you guys, when I'm communicating about these things, it's based on the last 10 years of my life that I've dedicated to traveling around the country and forming the people. And this is exactly why I've been saying, if you don't understand how government actually works, you're going to get played by both parties. And that is literally what's happening. Literally what's happening. We're seeing some of us, again, that have been saying for 7 or 8 years, hey, you got to watch out for this, right? You got to be critical of so-called both sides. And that's what tonight's show is going to be about. So real quick, though, everybody, please, I want everybody to real quick do this. I want you to lock in your access to the Solutionary Civics class before the price goes up December the 31st. All right. If you don't want to stay confused and manipulated by this political theater, hit the link and secure your access today. I think somebody's going to put it in the chat real quick. But it's a class, our civics class. All right. Our civics class explains why this is hunky-dory. So when you see people like Donald Trump attacking Thomas Massie for doing his actual job as a representative of the people of his district of the great state of Kentucky, when you see Donald Trump attacking Rand Paul, Thomas Massie, and now Marjorie Taylor Greene, and you understand civics, you go, this dude is not draining the swamp. He's doing the bidding of the swamp. And that's not a knock. I like Donald Trump. I think he's charismatic. He's been famous and winning longer than I've been alive. He's a real estate mogul, and all of those different things. I think he has been very eye-opening, but I think he's a different person now. As much as we may not want to say it, and that's been the problem, because we are putting personality and popularity over principle. So we get to a point where Donald Trump can attack 2, maybe 3 of the principled people in Congress, in D.C., and the general public doesn't want to act like it's normal, and it's not. On the screen right now, that is the link to our civics class. It's $20. I'll say this before we move on. All of the online classes are $20. I'm telling you guys right now, you can get access to all of the classes individually for $20. Civics, firearms basics, understanding imminent threat, right? You can get access to all of that plus macros, meal plans, all of that stuff for $99, right? All of those prices are changing January 1st. You guys think I'm joking. Y'all think I'm like playing. The $99 option is going to be $999. I want less people to have to engage, but I want to give them all of the value. So the thing that costs $99 between now and January 1st is going to be 10 times that amount, okay? But if you don't want to spend $99, click that link right there that's on the screen, or if you're watching on YouTube, click the link in the chat. That's the civics class, and that's tied into what we're talking about tonight, and I want everybody to secure access to that low price of $20. It's videos, it's a module, it's a class. You get a printout, an award after you take the class. These videos, you take them at your own leisure, okay? This ain't me trying to tell y'all got to do it on Tuesday, y'all got to do it on Wednesday. On Wednesday, you're tapping into the M.E.D.I.A show, 8 p.m. But I want you all to get informed because we're in this place with politician and politics or civics because the general public has not been informed with civics. All right, so that's very important for you guys to hit that link. I'll come back to it throughout tonight's show, but it's very, very important. Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene. The last time I kicked it with Marjorie Taylor Greene, I was at CPAC. We did an interview. We interviewed with, it was myself, Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and Lawrence Jones. That was at CPAC. I liked her. I never had any problems with her. She didn't do anything weird, right? It was all love. And I think she's fought. She's fought for her district, and she is resigning. And this sends a shockwave throughout politics because she's become attacked by Donald Trump. We're going to play the video here. But her resignation kind of exposes this internal fracture that the GOP can't hide anymore. As much as when I was saying it, y'all wanted to ignore me. When I was saying Larry Elder disinvited me to the Uncle Tom premiere, that documentary, he disinvited me to it. And I was like, this guy's not a Republican because I was critical of him on certain moves that he made. When I told y'all like, I'm going to sit this one out. When I told y'all how I'll be in them rooms. I'll be in them $10,000 plate place. I just don't want to go no more. I want to talk to y'all. I did it. I enjoyed it. I met some cool celebrities. You know, I chopped it up, talked guns with Bruce Jenner or Caitlyn Jenner, whichever, don't want to be rude to nobody, right? He wants to identify as Caitlyn. Cool, it is what it is. I just don't want to go to them spaces no more. It isn't in alignment with saving America. And so there were politicians in D.C. Some I agree with more, some I disagree with, some I know personally. I don't know Marjorie Taylor Greene personally, but she seemed to me to always be the person that was fighting for her district at least. I know most of you know her from her back and forth with, what's the sister out of Texas? I forget this, Jasmine Crockett. Y'all know from that back and forth. But let's play what Marjorie Taylor Greene is saying, and let's see if we agree with it. Again, guys, make sure you hit the like button. Welcome everybody to the M.E.D.I.A show. If you're watching on X, make sure you hit that repost button. I don't want to have to tell y'all this, but I'm going to tell y'all this all of the time because some of y'all got short attention spans. Repost the space, y'all. I can see who reposted on X. Just hit the repost button. If you're watching on Facebook, you're watching on Rumble, you're watching on X, copy and paste throw it on a different platform. It helps out. Yeah, y'all going to keep me from selling out to the Illuminati because they reach out to me every so often. They do, okay? When they send actors my way and little, podcast people and, you know what I mean? They're trying to get me in. If I have to sell out to the Illuminati, it's because y'all not sharing the show. It's because y'all not buying the merch. It's because y'all not supporting the work. That's why most of our leaders either sell out or die broke. I'm not fucking dying broke. That shit's not happening. It's not happening. I need every bit of mine. All right? And I've given a lot. So I'm going to ask everybody to please share the show. Keep me from the Illuminati, because I'm telling y'all right now, if the Illuminati come by me, y'all are fucked. Y'all are fucked. Y'all really are. I don't know nobody doing this type of work for the hood, being this consistent and has went everywhere and repped the hood. And when I say the hood, I mean all types of people. If you don't live in a gated community, you live in a hood. That's just it. All right? So if the Illuminati come by me, my buyout number is $800 million. I've been very critical of us, honest about this from the gate. Okay? Or they can give me $300-400 million in Bitcoin, and we'll call it even. Right? If the Illuminati come by me and I set up against y'all, it's just your fault. It's just your fault. Okay? They're sending me actors. They sent me actors since I started BGM. Y'all think I'm joking. They've invited me to a spirit cooking. Do y'all know what that is? I didn't know what it was when I was invited to it. I was at it. And I left. Because I just didn't know. I thought it was weird. But anyway, Hollywood gets strange. Anyway, let's keep Maj out of the Illuminati. Right? It's like, if I get bought by the Illuminati, it's like in Game of Thrones when the Ice King got the dragon. Y'all remember that? Remember how he brought the dragon back to life? Imagine if the other side gets me, the dragon. Jeez. So anyway, guys, share the space. Keep me out of the Illuminati's clutches. Keep me on the good side of the force, not the dark side. Or, whatever. Let's play this video real quick, y'all. Tell me what you think.
I do not want my sweet district to have to endure a hurtful and hateful primary against me by the president that we all fought for, only to fight and win my election while Republicans will likely lose the midterms, and in turn be expected to defend the president against impeachment after he hatefully dumped tens of millions of dollars against me and tried to destroy me. It's all so absurd and completely unserious. I refuse to be a battered wife, hoping it all goes away and gets better. If I am cast aside by the president and the MAGA political machine and replaced by neocons, big pharma, big tech, military-industrial war complex, foreign leaders, and the elite donor class that can never, ever relate to real Americans, then many common Americans have been cast aside and replaced as well. There is no plan to save the world or a 4D chess game being played.
Yep.
When common American people
I want to stop it right there for a second, y'all. For the longest time, we heard the QAnon people. Remember this? I want to take everybody back because I think a lot of people, we forget. First and foremost, 2020. Remember how all of the QAnon was like, trust the process? They're doing military tribunals and hidden tunnels and all of this other silly shit. And you wanted to believe it. You wanted to believe it. You wanted to go, yeah, he's draining the swamp. This is why he's doing this. This is why. Remember, it was like, oh, Ellen DeGeneres and them guys, and Tom Hanks is going to Greece so they could get there's no extradition, and he gonna round them up for the pedophile network and all of this other shit. Remember that in 2020? Remember that? See, there's a movie, Batman. Sidebar: Christian Bale has been the best Batman ever. I don't care what anybody says. It's Christian Bale. Christian Bale with Bane, Batman, The Dark Knight Rises, I think. When Bane broke his back and dropped him off in that jail, and he told him about hope, right? He said the jail had like a big hole opening, and all of the prisoners was down in the ground. But there was like a steps that you had to jump and catch a rope and try to you could get up there. But so many people jumped and fell and broke their back and all of this other stuff because they sold them hope. They sold the prisoners hope. This is the hope that they sold y'all, in the sense that this person was going to come through and change the game. And I really think first time around, I'm like, man, Congress was against him. The Democrats were against him. Then when he ran for the second time, it was like, damn, they cheated 2020. Everything was set up for Trump to have the most epic comeback political arc story of all time. He could have solidified himself as the greatest president of all time. All he had to do was do what he said he was going to do in his campaign promises. Then something happened. Now, again, as early as we were talking about the Illuminati, maybe there's a room that he went into or got exposed to that I'm not aware of. I always make reference to this movie called The Midnight Meat Train, right? Pause. Maybe there was, if you watch that movie, you know what I'm talking about. There was this secret society because there was these monster alien demon things that was on the last train, and the people had to make a sacrifice, and whoever caught that last train, public train in New York, they had to get sacrificed, and the whole Bradley Cooper's in it. Y'all should go watch it. Anyway, there's a room maybe that I'm not aware of. But if that room ain't the case, if you're just operating for the interest of the so-called oligarchs or the technocratic state or things like that, something happened and there was a 180. I don't know if it was, he don't even talk and move the same. Maybe this clone shit is real. Maybe they cloned Tyrone. Maybe they cloned Donald. Who knows, right? I'm always open to any objective analysis because what makes me smart is knowing how much I don't know. And I don't put nothing past this. I don't put nothing past the universe. It's very vast and it's very arrogant to think that you know all of the answers. And I don't. But what I do know is what I feel and what I see. Something happened. Maybe it was when he got his ear halfway knocked off in Butler, PA. Who knows? What I do know is what he campaigned on, he was set up to have damn near the biggest comeback story. This motherfucker looked like Rocky. He looked like after he got beat up by Mr. T. The Democrats cheated. They made a whole COVID scheme, mail-in ballots. They shut the whole global economy down for the Great Reset to make sure that he lost. And then he came back swinging. He put together a team. And it's like, oh, man, I voted for him. I was there in D.C. last year, March 2024, at the Libertarian National Convention, front row, when he asked libertarians and independents for help. And it made sense. The team that he assembled was great. Vivek Ramaswamy and some of these people I'm critical of. RFK Jr., anti-gun, but still, nonetheless, right? There were things that was happening. Tulsi Gabbard, anti-gun sentiment too, but still, a bunch of defected Democrats that I genuinely thought like, absolutely, they tired of the bullshit, let's go. We operated in good faith. And he has fucked this redemption arc all the way up with his bullshit Pam Bondi. The Epstein files are bullshit. All of that's cat. Every single bit of it. And now, when I did not think his redemption arc could get even worse, he has further solidified the topic of tonight. The GOP is a swamp, and Trump is not interested in draining the swamp. Trump filled DC up with more swamp. Trump is the swamp at this point. And I want to hear from y'all. If you disagree with me, tell me. But he had the perfect arc. It was the best. He could have rolled off into the sunset saying, fuck Joe Biden, and I just crushed Kamala Harris too. Well, her goofy ass. Could have said that, but he didn't. He became them. He became them. Let's play a little bit more.
Realize and understand that the political industrial complex of both parties is ripping this country apart, that not one elected leader like me is able to stop Washington's machine from gradually destroying our country. And instead, the reality is that they, common Americans, the people, possess the real power over Washington. Then I'll be here by their side to rebuild it. Until then, I'm going back to the people that I love, to live my life to the fullest as I always have, and I look forward to a new path ahead. I'll be resigning from office with my last day being January 5th, 2026, and I look forward to seeing many of you again sometime in the future. May God bless you all, and may God bless America.
I'm going to say something grim right here. I bet money that MTG, God forbid, something going to happen to MTG. This is what I think. I think she saw things. I think Trump said things. I know that Thomas Massie, Dan Bongino, and the FBI sent word to aide on Thomas Massie's team that said he's going to be up for a criminal investigation if he doesn't play ball. It's not me making that up. Go look it up. Okay? Something is going on behind these closed doors. Again, y'all go watch the movie The Midnight Meat Train. Something is happening, and maybe MTG was not privy to that room yet. I am concerned about Thomas Massie because his story looks too perfect to be running for presidency next run, and that's the homie. I could text Thomas Massie right now. I would love for Thomas Massie to be the president. For all intents and purposes, the entire time he said, nah, I don't know if I want to do that. Thomas Massie looks so perfect in the position right now, based on where our country is, that I'm scared that it's a setup too, because it looks so perfect, just like the Trump third presidency run looked so perfect. So I'm scared. But I also think that MTG, I don't ridicule Candace Owens for saying she feels like the French president and the United States government is trying to kill her, or French liaisons along with Israel people for what she said about Macron. I don't trust government, nor do I put anything past government, because I understand civics and American history. Okay? You can either do one of two things. You can know history or trust government. You can't do both. You a dumb motherfucker if you know history and still trust government. You're out of your fucking mind. You are, by definition, retarded. Okay? So when I see MTG, something, because she's a fiery person, she just said, look, I ain't got time for this. And maybe for the same reason why I'm telling y'all, if the Illuminati shows up with $800 million, I'm out. We struggled to try to raise $1 million, and we gave away a lot of it. Don't get me wrong. We gave away all of it. Right? We got, I think, $30,000 away. My point in saying this is she may have saw something, but what she did see outside of these conspiracy possibilities on my part, right? Let's look at what Wild Self just said. Now, this is what he said. So y'all vet it on your own. I'm just sharing what the brother said. He's a longtime watcher of the show. Wild Self down in South Carolina says the FBI guy who was threatening one of Massie's staffers previously worked for Massie on his J6 pipe bomb investigation. There's too many things that go along with politics that have nothing to do with civics and beneficial politics for the American people. So when MTG says, yo, I'm out. I don't fault her for that. Now, on the other hand, right? I am also a person that believes in standing and fighting. Again, I'm from Philly. I literally jog and run up and down the Rocky steps. Like, most people from Philly don't even go down there, right? But I jump rope, do push-ups, run up and down the Rocky steps. I can hear the Rocky song in the back of my mind. I got a Rocky montage in my mind every time I'm running around jogging, okay? So my belief is you go fight, you go slay the dragons, right? I don't run. I might regroup. I might relocate. I might get small, get low, keep firing, reload and keep firing. So I'm torn in this sense, but I see how big the machine is. But the machine got this large because cancer spread. You got to cut them motherfuckers out. So I don't hold her to the same, this is going to sound sexist. I don't hold her to the same standard because she's a woman. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I mean, the fact that women have to be involved in politics because many of you men are fucking weak, that in and of itself is enough for me to go, she did her service to the American people, right? All of you, every street dude that's reformed, that wants their community to be better, you should be involved on a local level with civics. Every single one of you should be in the civics class. Somebody just commented something about the civics course. Peacemaker said, Maja's civics course will do everyone some good. Do you know why my civics course works and so many people like it? It's because it's explained in a very, very practical way. And nobody gets offended because I'm not shitting on Democrats or shitting on Republicans. I'm shitting on you all equally because you're not involved in the civic process. And then when somebody says, well, what gives you the right? Well, I ran for city council. I did what I'm talking about. This isn't theory and conjecture with me. This is, for the last decade, I have been in service of you all. I work for y'all. And I'm telling y'all from being in different rooms, $100 million to $1 billion rooms. Okay? $100 million to $1 billion room. I will go in rooms and people that on social media don't follow me, right? Because especially since I got kicked off, I'll go in that room. Hey, what's up, Maj? Donald Trump Jr. Hey, what's up, Maj? How are you? I've been in 100 million to multi-billion-dollar rooms, and I'm telling you, we have an opportunity here to get involved civically by highlighting what the weaknesses are. And if you identify as right of center, the GOP is the fucking swamp. The fact that you can, on one hand, name solid politicians of the 500 and some odd politicians sent to DC, that is a problem. It's a problem. So when MTG taps out, I understand. For the same reason why if the Illuminati show up and be like, hey, we got the 800 million for you. We got the 400 in Bitcoin. Y'all got to understand. If I show up with a black and white Bentley Continental GT, the same car, different colors, stop listening to me. I've been compromised. All right? But if not, I'm willing to fight. But how we fight is the fight. And I want y'all to understand that. How we fight is the fight. Don't be upset for somebody choosing to say, hey, I fought the good fight. I want to fall back. She might be setting herself up for a presidential run. You never know. But it's very important. Okay? Very, very, very important. Guys, I also want you guys to make sure you tap in and support the work. See that handsome guy on the screen right there? That's me. I want you guys to support the work. Make sure you guys go over to givesendgo.com/solutionary. Why am I telling you to do that? Because I want you all to make sure that you are, give me 1 second, y'all. I want you all to make sure that you are tapping into the classes. I want you all to make sure that you are, hold on 1 second. I want you all to make sure that not only are you taking the classes, but you're supporting the actual work, okay? Our work for the last 9 years of doing it this way has been fully funded by voluntary donations. So I want you guys to go over to givesendgo.com/solutionary. Let me scroll it on the page. See, this video right here is what we've actually done. This is how much we've raised and given away. This is the breakdown, okay? Shouts to James, shouts to Jimmy. Now, why am I also saying this? All of you that are going to support tonight at givesendgo.com/solutionary, everybody that donates $20 or more, I'm going to get you the civics class. I already have your email. I'm going to send you the civics class for supporting and paying it forward for somebody else. So you can do one of two ways. You can just go to solutionaryuniversity.org and get the class, or you can donate $20 and still get the class while helping us with our Second Amendment and conflict resolution work in hoods all across America and at our community center in Philadelphia. So just wanted to tap in for y'all there. Make sure you guys hit the like button and support the work. Now, the next person that we're going to talk about. Oh, hold on, guys. I think this audio went out. Let me try something else, y'all. Let me try something else. Let's share this one instead. Yeah, this might have went out. Just bear with me for 1 second, y'all. givesendgo.com/solutionary, everybody. givesendgo.com/solutionary. Support the actual work, guys. Y'all let me know if the audio is cool for this, all right? Y'all let me know. Let's play this real quick. Oh, no audio? Damn, that took y'all that long to say that? What the hell, y'all? Hold on 1 second, y'all. Y'all late as hell. Why y'all letting me play for that long? Let me share this tab. Give me 1 second, y'all. Y'all took forever to say that. I'm playing this whole joint like, y'all, I'm like, no audio. However long later. Come on, y'all. Let me try something here, guys. Ask me some questions in the chat, y'all, while we doing that. Ask me some questions in the chat while I'm trying to figure this part out. So it ain't no dead space. I don't ever want dead space. I want us always to be utilizing our time properly. So let's get some questions going. Whatever questions y'all got, ask them, and I'll make sure that I answer them as I'm doing it. All right? Thoughts on Chad's MLK series? I like Chad. I haven't watched the whole series though to give it a perspective. I haven't watched the series, and I don't want to give a perspective on something that I haven't watched fully yet. I don't think that's fair for me to do that, right? The last time I ran into Chad, we was in Baltimore. Chad was involved in the Uncle Tom documentary that Larry Elder disinvited me from. Let me tell y'all that quick story before, let me share this tab real quick. Let me tell y'all that story. Lieutenant Colonel Allen West invited me years ago to the Uncle Tom documentary. And for those of y'all that don't know why it was called Uncle Tom, it's a juxtaposition between the people that know what Uncle Tom means and the people that think they know what it means. And it's along the lines of what people call people that happen to be Black Republicans, all right? Lieutenant Colonel Allen West, we are friendly, we are solid. He called me and said he had to disinvite me. He said because I was critical of Larry Elder, and Larry Elder was like, what's up? And he disinvited. I said, well, can you not know me now? And Lieutenant Colonel Allen West said, no, we still good. But he's an executive producer. Larry Elder pretended like he was a fucking libertarian and grifted his way into the Republican situation. I see him at Freedom Fest. He act like he don't see me. He's a pussy. He's a pussy. Larry Elder, if this comes across your desk, Maj Toure said you're a pussy. You. And you ain't gonna do shit about it. And you shouldn't. You should always avoid me. You should 1000% avoid me. Because I'll smack a section out your forehead. But you are elder, so you know what I mean? But you're not libertarian. And you're not conserving anything. You're just not. All right? And I have respect for Chad. When I did the video with Reason Magazine, and Reason, I said, Black people are going to save America from Joe Biden. When Joe Biden was in office going into the next election, or the Trump's third campaign, Chad was like, there's no way. There's no way. And he literally, when I ran into him and I've always liked Chad. I disagree with Chad's approach to how he's handling Dr. Martin Luther King from the clips that I've saw. But I was already familiar with Bayard Rustin, who was gay. And, during that time, that was frowned upon in the church, as it should have been. Because, if you're Christian, the gay sodomy is kind of like out of the question for you. Like, God destroyed the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. Like, homosexual sex is called sodomy. It's named after the place that God blew up for that. But anyway, you do what you want to do as an adult. I don't care. You're not my girl. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? My point, though, is I disagree with Chad's approach, but I cannot disagree with the facts of the matter, and I won't. And I think Chad is an intellectual that's also a tradesman. He's a plumber, right? Like, you don't get more fucking Booker T. Washington-esque than that. So I like Chad. And when we were in Baltimore, he literally told me, he was like, yo, I was wrong. When you said that in that interview, I was like, there's absolutely no way that Black people are going to en masse not vote for Democrats. So I have respect for him. I have no respect for Larry Elder. I have no respect for Larry. He's a pussy. Listen, solutionaries don't respect bitch ass men. I don't respect it. So He a bitch, and I can't get down with that. I don't wish him any harm. But some of y'all will take the shit I say, especially my Cali homies. The solutionaries in Cali will just be like, oh, Maj don't like him, and then approach him. Don't approach that dude. Let these dudes, you got to treat them like cigar ashes. Just let them fall off on their own. We got work to do. Bookworm said, this is why you be disinvited. Here's the thing. I don't want to go to none of these people. These people corny. I don't fuck with them. I'm telling y'all that I have been into every room that you could possibly think. Hip hop rooms. Okay. Political rooms. Democrat rooms. I care more about y'all than being in them rooms. If I can go in the room and we can do a deal that's beneficial for the community, I'm with it. I bear no one any ill will at all. Okay. And I'm moving forward. I'm going to try my best to not be invited to things, but I'm just going to keep serving y'all. But I was asked about Chad, and I'm telling you why I have respect for Chad, and Larry Elder came up. Okay. Larry Elder jumped into the California gubernatorial race, the last one, knowing he didn't have a chance after he lied to Major Williams, the young black Obama-esque Major Williams, that some of the people in the GOP, going back into tonight's conversation, some of the people in the GOP should have got behind him. Y'all, if y'all not familiar with Major Williams, he ran a tight campaign with a small team and came in like, and that gubernatorial race was flooded. He came in like 7th or 8th. Larry Elder acted like he was going to get behind Major Williams and then ran because he could get more fundraising and then he could get more of the money, as opposed to getting behind Major Williams as he said he would. Larry Elder's a fucking snake. He's a bitch. I don't know if you could call somebody a bitch respectfully, but that's what I'm doing. Respectfully, Larry Elder, you's a bitch. That's bitch moves, and I don't respect it. Chad O. Jackson disagreed with my statement. Chad O. Jackson in real life, in real time, because a lot of people, when they disagree with me, they think I'm going to shoot them or some shit. When I see them in real life, they act like they don't see me, right? Or they wait until I leave the place and then they go on the internet, right? There's a few libertarians that did that. I won't name them. They cowards. I have less respect for them because they troglodytes, cave dwellers. I have less genetic recessive motherfuckers. I have less respect for them than I do for Larry Elder, and I have little respect for Larry Elder. Okay? But a lot of them, they'll see me in a space, they will have disagreed with me, and then I'll be right, and then they'll act like they don't see me. Or they talk shit, and then, what's the name tried to do that? Nick Sarwark in Orlando tried to come up to me while I had ran for city council, and him and somebody else told the fucking Philadelphia Daily News that I was trouble. Then try to come like chop it up with me. I told him to get the fuck away from me. And he did, like he should have. But some of them people, they try to play that Hollywood shit, or they try to avoid you because they think I'm going to hit them. I reserve the right to hit you, but like, I'm only going to hit you if you get disrespectful. But they're too cowardly to even come through and just own what they said. And none of this was aggressive in Chad's defense. Chad just didn't think that what I said was going to be accurate, and it was. And when I saw him in Baltimore, we spoke at an event. And he told me, yo, I just didn't think you were right, and you were right. And my respect for him grew tremendously. So I want to watch his series on Dr. Martin Luther King, but a lot of that I knew. I've never been a Martin Luther King person. I'm violent. I'm a Malcolm X person. I'm gonna fuck you all the way up. That's just, if you violate me, I'm definitely gonna shoot you. It's not even I'm gonna shoot you, or I'm gonna hit you. And I want y'all, before we move on, I want y'all to stop thinking that level of testosterone is something wrong. That's a part of the reason why the country's in the way that it is now. We've called masculinity toxic. There's basic man rules. There's basic man rules. If you disrespect my woman, I hit you. If you disrespect my woman verbally, I challenge you to mutual combat. You either cower in fear in front of everybody and understand that I'm the apex in this situation, or you stand up to the mutual combat. One of us wins, one of us loses, but it's settled. See, we got away from that. See, a lot of the weak people that are dorks, they'll try to act like, and I see it in the so-called conservative and libertarian space. They'll say, especially if you black, they'll say, oh, you chimping out. You can't control yourself. It's convenient for you to try to, that's revenge of the nerds bullshit. You nerds been running shit for too long and you haven't been smacked in the mouth for disrespect. So now the play that you do is go, oh, it's just words. If I called your mom a bitch or your granny a bitch and you don't do anything, or at least pull me to the side and say, hey, bro, let's step out back. You a bitch. It's not, I don't struggle with that. Okay. So I want to give you guys license to give yourself license to say, I am okay with being violent and that's okay. If the government knew that more men were willing to live, kill, and die about their freedom and their liberties, we wouldn't have MTG having to be a public servant in DC till she gets overwhelmed, and she's very strong. I've had conversations with her. She's very strong. We wouldn't be relying on that, and then she tap out because, again, you men are so fucking weak. And if your spirit is crushed by the shit that I'm saying, good. This shit might have not been for you anyway. Go in the cabinet, eat all of the pills, and fucking kill yourself. You're not strong enough. We need soldiers, warriors, and solutionaries. Listen, I've traveled the world. I will re-up on America and the resources here. Maybe not the niceties, but America is structurally pretty sound. You got a republic if you can keep it. But with all of the weak bitch shit, we're not going to keep it. You're not going to keep it. They try to get away with the disrespect and then try to package it like, oh, you don't have self-control. No, I have control. I just also have a set of protocols. I have a standard. You could win. If I challenge you to mutual combat for the disrespect, you could win. I could still lose. But better to not try to get men to be that way. Because the so-called elite now got to think differently. This is why I keep telling y'all, if you a reformed street dude, and you got strength and respect, and if you work out, this is why we make solutionaries. The founders of America was a bunch of dudes in Philly like street motherfuckers. They were like the ragtag motley crew. That's what happened. Y'all should take the civics class. You should take the fucking civics class. I break it down for you. Literally, it was a bunch of dudes that was like, fuck the police. In Philly was like, we setting up our own shit. Fuck them. That's what happened in Independence Hall. Like right up the street from where I went to high school at. They was like, we don't trust government. Look, in opposition to the government, they threw tea in the harbor. The government and the company that was doing business with the government threw their tea in the harbor. They shot the redcoats. The redcoats were the police. They literally, America was built on money, violence, and fuck the government. That's what happened. But just fucking social studies teacher didn't tell you that way. That's why we made a civics class. Okay? Anyway, let's play this. Y'all tell me on the audio, see if this one's cool here. Let me know how it sounds. All right. That's staying no still. All right. Anyway, this is what what's his name is saying. Matter of fact, let's do it this way. I'm gonna say it as because it's on the screen. There's captions on the screen. I don't know what's up with the audio. All right. It's StreamYard. I don't know. All right. I'm gonna just say it point blank. I'm not a bandwagon person, and other people are doing something. But I know MTG well. I'm gonna pause this. Basically, Alex Jones is saying MTG is a good person and he doesn't understand what's going on. But if this is going a certain way, then he can't get on board. Let me fast forward. It's because what she just did. I'm gonna have to pray about it an amount of time and take a few weeks, or I think the most important thing, but another person. Basically, Alex Jones is saying, I'm going to have to pray on this to see if I'm still going to support the GOP. That's what Alex Jones is saying. I'm going to have to pray on this to see if I'm going to be a part of this GOP situation. because it ain't cool. And this is something that we've told y'all. I'm telling y'all, I told y'all this for a while. The GOP is not what it's supposed to be. It's just not. It's not a diss. When you have the military-industrial complex, the right has no problem destroying a budget for the military-industrial complex. Okay? The left has no problem destroying a budget for so-called social programs. Solid Americans are supposed to limit government in general, and that means the purse strings as well. Conservatism is limited government. Spending is a part of that politically. So when you were just campaigning saying, oh, the Biden administration is spending money on gay transgender studies in Pakistan, that's a real thing. It's not me making it up. And then now you just go, oh, that's why they try to push the culture war. No, shouldn't no money be going towards transgender studies in Pakistan? But then the Republicans get in. The Republicans have the House, the Senate, and the executive branch right now. Then they get in and they say, oh, we're going to keep spending. They still spending money in packages to Ukraine. That has not changed. They campaigned against that when Biden was doing it. They're still doing it. And that's just what it is. Trump's approval rating is dwindling. Trump's approval rating is dwindling. It is. Do y'all think that is a moment of reflection or strategic distancing? Meaning from MTG, Alex Jones. I've done Alex Jones's show. See, a lot of y'all new jacks don't know that I've been on these shows. I've been to InfoWars. I've done Alex Jones' show twice. I made him cry on air. That's a real thing. I'm not lying to you. Go look it up. Maj Toure, Alex Jones. Infowars.tv, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Alex Jones seems very, very genuine. Very, very genuine. I think that they see that this is the thing. And I think they saw it for a while, but they were in the fight. And sometimes it's very difficult to say, my team is on some bullshit, until it starts to become so large that you don't see, you saw the writing on the wall for a while back, but then you start to go, I'm gonna try to fix it. I'm gonna try to fix it. I'm gonna try to fix it. You can't fix everything. And now you get a president that comes in and makes it more difficult for you to fix it. And to be honest, that's what the Trump administration has done. That's what they've done. And I'm not trying to be, like clickbaitish about that. I'm just not. I'm not being clickbaitish about that. I'm telling y'all what I see. I'm telling y'all what I feel. I don't see this being this amazing like comeback story that it was supposed to be. I don't see it. Maybe y'all see it. Maybe y'all see it differently than me. I'm going to try something else again, y'all. I'm going to try this audio shit one time. We're going to move over to Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson called the GOP useless, and he don't really waste words like that, right? If he calls you useless, it is intentional. It's not even a question about that. Let me see if y'all can see and hear this one. Let me share this one. If not, we're going to wrap up shortly because I want to play these joints and I got to figure this out. All right. I don't know what's up. Anyway, I'll keep it on the screen though. Y'all, I think the audio's fucked over again. I don't know what's happening, y'all. I'll figure this out. The X videos ain't coming through. I don't know what's going on. Nonetheless, Tucker basically is saying that like, yo, I'm just not, I'm not really down with it. I'm not down with the GOP. I think they're feckless. I think they're weak. Matter of fact, anybody that wants these videos after tonight's show, just shoot me an email or a DM on X, and I'll send you a list of all of these so everybody can kind of get it. And while I figure this out. But basically, he's saying there's inaction, there's performative politics, and it's just the Uni-Party behavior. And I want y'all to understand that this is not something that I haven't been telling y'all for the longest time. When I said, and I got videos, I won't play them because the audio's fucked. I don't know what's up. However, I told y'all for the longest time, everybody should go independent and libertarian. If you're on the right, and some of y'all are going to be diehard Republicans for several reasons. Some of y'all are just like, if you're African American and if you're Republican, you understand that the Republican Party was created. It was the party of the black people. It was designed to make sure that there was an end to slavery, And this is not hero worship of fucking Abraham Lincoln. He was a dickhead. He would have not freed African people, black people, if he would have had his druthers. But when you talk about the Republican Party and all of those abolitionists, they came from the Republican side. So some of y'all knowing that American history, like Lieutenant Colonel Allen West, who I mentioned earlier, he knows that history. He's not going to leave the Republican Party. No doubt about it. But some of you others that are like, nah, I'm out. Go independent and go libertarian. If you do that, you'll stretch the vote and then you'll get better Democrats and better Republicans because they have to compete for your fucking vote. This is the reason why Trump came to the 2024 Libertarian National Convention. And literally, I was there. I was in the front row. I was right there. Secret Service was right there. I almost got into a fight that night in where the Secret Service was at. Because some dude tried to play me asking me about my DVD conviction. It's some stupid shit. But anyway, I was there. And he literally asked the Libertarian Party, I'm asking you for your vote. Right? He did it in a braggadocious way. But I was there. That small 11% of the American population is either undecided, independent, or libertarian. They are the kingmakers. Because if the neck and neck thing is Democrat, Republican, you need the smaller amounts of people to maneuver the situation one way or the other. And if not for independence, and if not for, and I say this begrudgingly, now hindsight is 2020. If not for libertarians, if not for independents that really believe that arc, it was a masterful campaign. Turns out that most of it was bullshit, but we got Ross free, right? Ross alt, right? However, and again, shouts to Angela McArdle. She did that in good faith. She did invite President Joe Biden to come to the convention. He denied. Trump came. RFK Jr. came. Vivek Ramaswamy came. I was there. I seen them all. I'm saying this all to say, MAGA, Make America Great, that movement is not betraying Trump. Trump and his actions are doing the opposite of what he said. It's almost like he's betraying MAGA. That's what it is. Shouts to Dexter Taylor. Everybody, let's not ignore Dexter Taylor. Free Dexter Taylor. If you're not familiar, Google Dexter Taylor, see what he's talking about. See what happened. He's doing some time in now he's not in Rikers no more. They transferred him somewhere else. But for hobby building firearms in his own home. No sale, no none of that. Support Dexter Taylor's legal defense and appeal fund. Okay? Meanwhile, the Trump administration and Pam Bondi, and I know they put out this thing today saying that they're going to be trying to get states to overdo their anti-gun legislation, whatever. I see that. But Bondi and that whole team has been anti-gun from the gate. I'm sorry. But when these things happened and we were operating in good faith, that small amount of the population, again, independents and libertarians, got Trump in office. Getting Larry Sharpe into the governorship would get Dexter free with a pardon for sure, 1,000%. Every single person watching this show should be donating to, supporting, reposting Larry Sharpe's gubernatorial run for New York, especially after Mamdani is now the mayor of New York City. This has literally happened, what Wild Selt just said. The judge at Dexter's trial said the Second Amendment has no place in her courtroom. Literally. That's what this judge said. So we need Larry Sharpe to get in as governor. Mamdani's the Democratic Socialist, literally a Democratic Socialist that was in the White House last week with Trump, and Trump was all smiles. The oligarchs want to crash the economy, crash the system the way that I see it. Instead of structuring it, you had a constitutional republic if you can keep it. And lastly, Thomas Massie. I'm not going to bring up the audio because I don't know what's going on with the audio, but I am going to bring it up on the video. Okay. Thomas Massie says, I think Israel is influencing the Epstein file release. Israeli intelligence and our own CIA was wrapped up with Epstein. So it will be embarrassing for our own intelligence agencies and Israel's intelligence agencies for all of that to come out. This is not unbelievable. This is not unbelievable. Thomas Massie also goes on to say, let me be very clear. Thomas Massie, that's the homie. I got respect for Thomas Massie. Thomas Massie, if you guys check out my video on YouTube, if you scroll down through the videos, Thomas Massie had great things to say about me, and I respect him. I respect him. There's very few people in politics that I respect. I respect him. I am afraid for Thomas Massie. I am afraid that he is being set up to be the president, and he is going to be made to hold the bag of shit. I am concerned that I'm just nervous. I low-key don't even want Thomas Massie. I want him to, but I don't want him to. Because the good people of Kentucky that he represents, they consistently need somebody that voice there in D.C. for him. And D.C.'s such a swamp that in the presidential seat could look like a different thing. He's been able to resist because he doesn't have to bow to parties. He's just there to do what the people of his district in Kentucky tell him to do. And he's done that. And that's be a constitutionalist. One of the very few consistent constitutionalists. Y'all never, Larry Sharpe, Rand Paul, Thomas Massie, and a few others are people that I have either met and know or know. I have had lunch with Larry Sharpe. Larry Sharpe has convinced me to not just be off libertarians completely. I know these people, and I have, when you feel a vibe with somebody, now things can change, but you start to go, nah, I rock with that dude. Massie is one of those dudes. Thomas Massie in his video says he only trusts 3 people in his own party. Thomas Massie, who is a Republican, and you all know he's libertarian at heart, but he got to play the duopoly game to get in, right? He said he only trusts 3 people in his party. 3. Okay? That number is low. I want y'all to tell me who you think those 3 people are. Who are the 3 people that you think in his party that he, you know what I mean? Big Rob says, I like Massie, but they will never let that happen. I agree. Super Weapon says, real power lies in the shadows. Strauss Massie would work better being in the periphery than the Oval Office. I kind of agree with that. Rand Paul is one of them. He said there's 3 people. I'll let y'all Google that. Keep saying who it is, and I'll pull them up. But again, also, everybody that wants these videos, please, guys, shoot me a DM. I'll make sure I get you all 3 of these videos from tonight's show. MTG, Nancy, and another woman. Okay? I just want y'all to say this. I want to say it, and I don't think this is a sweeping indictment like everybody's evil in the Republican Party. I don't think that, right? Whatever his number is or who these people are that he has respect for, it's way less than the amount of people that are fucking in D.C. Okay? Every single person that we watched and talked about tonight, it's a pattern. Since some of y'all like to talk about pattern recognition so much and using the term in a derogatory way, let's apply pattern recognition to the GOP. Prominent right-wing voices are exposed in a Uni-Party. It's the same thing. The current administration, with the House and the Senate being Republican, is spending more money than the Biden administration did. You are supposed to conserve. That is Uni-Party shit. They are all pointing out, MTG, Alex Jones, Thomas Massie, myself, for years now. I've been on stages at conventions that were conservative and told them, you guys are fucking up here. Loud and prominently. Okay? I did it. Saying this to say, These are the things that they're talking about. The GOP serves foreign interests. And I don't want to just get on the Jews. I'm telling y'all, China lobbying game is even more stealth than the Jews. It's just APAC is serious. That's all. Lobbying should not be a thing that same way, to that extent, of any kind. They don't even tell y'all about the Chinese lobby. They don't tell y'all about that shit. Do you know why they don't tell y'all about that shit? Because you'll be like, what? They're not going to tell you how much so-called farmland that China, as a nation, the CCP, is buying and has bought all over America within 1 to 5 miles of military bases. Did y'all hear that? Google it. Grok it. Whatever the kids are using today. I'm 72 years old. Okay? China has been buying farmland within 1 to 5 miles of military bases all over America. But they don't talk about the Chinese lobby. Every time I'm in DC, I see like a whole bunch of Chinese people talking to politicians. That's what it is. So they're talking about the foreign interests. They're talking about the influence of big pharma. They're talking about this coordinated political theater, and they're talking about a total lack of accountability. If the right's biggest voices are no longer defending the machine, they calling it out. And sometimes they just wash their hands of it. I'm washing my hands of it. The GOP is losing its base because the voters feel betrayed and not represented. This is not in no way, shape, or form is this difficult. People see the same policies, the same donors, the same results, no matter who wins. That is Uni-Party duopoly shit. That's how the Uni-Party work. But when people are calling it out, when your own side is exposing it, when the first person goes, when people was mad at me, like, damn, Maj, you ain't gonna go to CPAC no more? You ain't going, nah, I'll do it later. I did it already. I already slam dunked that a few times. We got to call the thing out. We got to call our contradictions. But when people like me go first, we get ousted or made fun of until everybody else catch up. That's just like everybody meat gobbling Nick Fuentes right now. Again, I said it before, I'm going to say it again. In a much more classy, respectful, and non-bigoted way, everything that the GOP is talking about right now, they ransacked and tried to censor and practice, not tried, and they did practice so-called cancel culture on Minister Farrakhan for 30 years. For 30 years. Minister Farrakhan said, hey, there are certain people in the Jewish community that are involved in politics that are negative. Malcolm X talked about this in the 60s. This ain't new shit. Y'all just like acting like black people wasn't saying it first. This ain't new shit. So now it's like, oh, Nick Fuentes is base because he's a bigot. Get the fuck out of here. When people communicate about these things, it exposes the facade and it falls. I'm not giving none of this shit to new people. I'm not going like, oh yeah, Fuentes is so based. No, you heard, man, he repeating what Kanye said. He didn't even get past Kanye. Kanye said this 3 years ago when he said, hey, they attacking me. And then it was like, no, there's not a secret people that controls the money. And then they froze all of his accounts. Remember that? See, I remember. Pepperidge Farm remembers. So these people ain't even innovative. So I can't give them that. And it's not this. There's just a way to say it that is matter of fact. Thomas Massie is saying it and not saying derogatory things to entire faith systems. He's saying, no, this lobbying group is wrong. When I go, hey, I'm critical of the government, Israeli government. I'm critical of these things. You notice how I keep saying, I'm not saying, oh, it's the chinks. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the Chinese Communist Party, the CCP, has massive lobbying in America. You can say that without being a douchebag and a bigot and a collectivist. So when people can do that and articulate that respectfully, your party's veneer just falls, or the GOP, it just falls. Real solutions look like this, though, y'all. They look like understanding civics, not celebrity politics. See, a lot of y'all caught up in that, oh, he's based, he said it. Dan Brazilian and Jake Shields, they saying hateful shit and collectivist shit. Okay? That's not intelligent. understanding civics and articulating how on a local, state, and federal level, politics are negatively influenced by lobbying groups that have too much control that should be signed up as foreign policy groups, right? Foreign agencies. There's a way to say that with class. Solutionaries are aggressive, but with class. We are aggressive in defending our nation and our values and our beliefs and trying to limit government. But ain't nobody in here tonight or whenever I speak, nobody feels like Maj is coming at the whites. Maj is being disrespectful to the blacks. Do you know why? Because I have fucking class and I cuss a lot too. So I can still cuss and still have class to not be a collectivist. These are what real solutions look like by understanding civics, not these celebrity politics, local control over national theatrics, the community and skill building over just massive partisan ideology. We have a community center. We have done community work. Building competence means knowing how the system actually works so the system can't play you. That's why we have a civics class. That's why we have a community center. That's why we have the Solutionary 9. Everybody can complain about the Republicans or the Democrats. Everybody can do it. That's easy. But if you don't understand civics, you will keep falling for the same traps, even if it's in good faith. I, in good faith, believed that this administration would do the right thing civically because of the party or the campaign people that they put together and their history. I was being holistic in good faith. If they do the civics thing that they say they're supposed to know, and they do know, oh, this looks great. But I understand civics, and as soon as it didn't look right, I'm like, oh, no. And you got to get loud about that. But if you don't even understand the civic process, you can't say anything. You're going to keep falling for the same trap every election cycle. That is why we created the Solutionary Civics class. Once you know how the laws, policy, jurisdictions, rights, and the collective actually function, the Uni-Party shit just don't work on you no more. Just don't work. It just doesn't work on me. I go, oh no. Soon as somebody looks flashy and they're funny, I think Nick Fuentes is a comedian. I think he's funny. He's like a nighttime talk show host, an edgy talk show host. He's not a life coach. He's a moron that's never been with a woman. Low-key gay, in my opinion. Okay? Once you understand civics, when somebody says, I admire Hitler and Stalin, and you know what American policy as it relates to individualism, systems of checks and balances, and limited government, somebody that says, no matter how funny they are, somebody that says, I admire Hitler and Stalin, the fascist and the communist, they are out of the equation to be taken seriously. You don't get to play in this game because I understand what fucking the American dream actually is. This is the same person, Fuentes, that today I saw a piece of content and he said, oh, I don't like Bitcoin. I actually like fiat currency. How do you like fiat currency when in world history, fiat currency always goes to a zero? That's why we're dealing with hyperinflation and stagflation right now. These are stupid people that are charismatic behind microphones. But if you don't know any of these things because you haven't taken the time to invest in yourself, $20 damn to take a damn civics class, you're going to keep being taken advantage of. And you're going to make the right of center look stupid because you're like, yeah, Fuentes is telling them about the Jews. You don't know about the Chinese lobby. You have no idea. You have no idea about the Qatari lobby. You have no idea about all of that oil and Saudi money. You think they not lobbying? You fucking mope. But you don't know any of these things. And then you highlight somebody that doesn't know it anyway. And then you go like, what are you talking about? Samurai Cam says, everyone can have an opinion. George Lincoln Rockwell was also saying the same shit. I don't care. Their opinion is wrong. If you're having an opinion, okay, let me say this. You're welcome to have your opinion. If you present yourself as a comedian or a late night talk show host, then I could take you as a jokester. The problem is these people are presenting themselves as fucking life coaches or political. Just because you can articulate certain things does not mean that that translates into every other space. So for example, why am I qualified to talk about civics? Because my entire life, I live in Philadelphia. When I was in high school, I took tours of and was enthralled in civics. I was on a social studies team. I was on a debate team since I was in middle school. I enjoy it. I've read Bastiat. I've read the fucking Magna Carta when I was 22. You understand? Most of you listening to me have no idea what the fucking Magna Carta is. You think it's a Jay-Z album. And it was, the Magna Carta Holy Grail. Why did Jay-Z pick that as the name of it? I understand Robespierre, Locke. This is all in the civics class. Okay? I'm not saying that these people aren't allowed to have their opinions. I'm saying that these opinions are the antithesis of first, America first. If you say, I like the socialist, I like the fascist, I like the communist, there is nothing to admire. Take Hitler out the equation, because some of y'all going to be like, Maj, you just going to be, did you get $7,000 from the Jews? No. And they would definitely have to pay me 800. I told y'all the sellout number. It's $800 million. I'm telling y'all what the number is. It's 800 million. Not even got to be a billion. Just, if you fuck around and give me $800 million, you are fucked. And they know that. Y'all gotta write out some terms and conditions. I'm not gonna say shit. I'm gonna just start building shit. But to some people, to them, that would be more advantageous because I wouldn't be infecting y'all minds with good stuff. Okay? Saying this to say, let me just be clear. Nobody's giving me $800 million fucking dollars. Okay? Outside of that, this is not a conversation about me saying something along the lines of, Maj, you just getting money from the Jews. This is basic civics. If somebody can articulate how the Israeli government is wrong and AIPAC is intertwined into the American political class, which is true, and then they turn around and say, I like Hitler and Stalin. Take Hitler out of it. Stalin. That is collectivism. That disqualifies you for me to take you seriously outside of anything related to politics as it relates to AIPAC. Okay? That's like someone saying, LeBron James isn't really that good of a ball player. You could not like LeBron James. You could think he flops. You could don't like his school. You could, only reason why he ain't get caught cheating is because he make the white girls sign NDAs. You can say whatever you want. But if you know basketball, you will probably never see another LeBron James for 40 years. Okay? From a holistic basketball perspective. That does not mean that I think he's better than Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant. But to say he just be getting lucky, you're stupid. Okay, so let's see what this person's saying. For you to be on a debate team, that's pretty lame to disqualify someone for an opinion. See, this is why we have a problem. Because stupid people don't understand comprehension. Matter of fact, Bookworm, put the call-in number in the chat. I'm gonna give it 5 minutes. I'm already over time. Okay? But Samurai Cam, that's a dumbass statement. And I'm gonna put the call-in line for you to visually come on video and defend what you just said. I think you're gonna be a bitch and not hit the link though. That's what I think. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. To think that when the comprehension is off here, and maybe I'm not understanding what you're saying. Maybe I'm not comprehending what you're saying. Okay? Maybe I'm not. I don't think so. But let's put the link up. I said, people can have their opinions. Just don't be wrong or bigoted. You can have your opinion. If you admire Stalin or Hitler, That is a collectivist. It was called the Nazis, right? Not because, oh, he's literally a Nazi. I mean, communism and fascism is the antithesis to individual liberty and limited government. You can have the opinion that you like Hitler and Stalin for whatever reasons. You can have that opinion. It is wrong compared to American ideology. There is the link. It's in the chat. You are welcome. Oh, of course. Of course. What we know? What we know? I'll put the call in. Bookworm, get his ass the fuck out of here. Block his goofy ass. You said all of that shit, then I give you the opportunity to come. Here go the stream. Here go the call in right here. It's in the chat. It's in the chat. But what does he do? What everybody does. They type. Type. I'm right. Who cares? You a pussy. See, y'all? This is what I was talking about earlier in the show. Pussies. Just pussies. Can't defend their position. You probably got 10-inch arms, too. You probably don't even go to the gym. You probably don't shoot. Bitch made. This is what we up against, solutionaries. This is why we got to have a civics class. Okay? That's why we got to have a civics class. The class is going fast and the price goes up December the 31st. We are at DEFCON 3, whatever the number for DEFCON is. Because we have so many stupid people. And I say this with love and empathy for everybody. I say this with love and empathy. They're like stupid babies. They're like dumb babies. Like, you don't get mad at a dumb baby. Babies are going to like try to bite a knife. They're going to try to put the knife, the fork in the electrical socket. They're just stupid. How we get people to not be stupid is we inform them. If you're somebody that's watching this tonight and you may have not taken a civics class and you don't want to look stupid like this samurai dude, if you don't want to look stupid like him, when you say things like that, there's certain things that are just, that can be your opinion, and your opinion is wrong. The sun's not really that hot. I get it. You think that the sun is not that hot because cold exists. And you could go down this philosophical conversation. Well, what's really hot? What in reality, what's really hot? What is hot? The sun is fucking hot. That's a fact, right? Now, you could say my opinion is there are stars that are a lot hotter in temperature, and that's true. That's true. But don't try to get me to say that the fucking sun is cold. And so what happens is people try to pass off opinions, personality, popularity as actual limited government conservatism, and it's not. And the reason why this is able to happen is because we're not getting ourselves involved in civics, having a basic understanding of it. This is why we made the course. Guys, go over to solutionaryuniversity.org. Sign up for it right now. Do not continue to be manipulated by these clowns. Don't do it. Just don't do it. They're taking advantage of you because you won't inform and empower yourself. They never going to see, nobody's ever going to see the debate skills. You know why they're never going to see the debate skills? Because I'm too intimidating. People like Samurai and others, and some of y'all are watching and just being quiet. I want to say this and then land. I challenge all of you pussies. I want to say this to Samurai and other people that's listening and watching that just like get on to just hate. I want to say this to you. One, first, solid to everybody else first. Thanks for tapping in. Share the space, all that other good stuff. Sign up for the class, solutionaryuniversity.org. Everybody that donates at givesendgo.com/solutionary. Everybody that donates there, $20 or more, you're going to get the class. I'm going to make sure you get it. We'll have your email, all that. Now, let me say this. To the people that are quiet haters, I want you to know this. I am better than you in every quantifiable way. I'm smarter than you. I'm stronger than you. I'm more hardworking than you. I've served more Americans than you. I have been balanced about this American ideal better than you. I've done more with my life than you. The women that I have been around and enthralled that love me look way better than any woman that you've ever fucking seen. I have made and gave away more money than you will ever see. If you are a hater and you are just here to hate and you have no actual basis, I dwarf you in every single way possible. I will find out who your girlfriend is and take her on a nice bottomless mimosa brunch on a Sunday. And you know how women get after bottomless mimosas. Okay? I have forgotten more than you will ever know. And you will never, in any way, ever, in this lifetime, in this universe, or any planet in the multiverse, be better than me in any way possible. If you dream about being better than me, appreciate it during the dream, wake up, tap into the show next Wednesday at 8 p.m., and apologize to me. You are beneath me and my inferior in every way. And if you disagree, you are welcome to disagree with me when I see you next week, Wednesday, 8 p.m., youtube.com/Maj2Ray. I see you all next week. I see you all in the DMs. Be safe. Be solutionary.